Hey there, it's Diane Forster and welcome to I Have Today. This is our show where we inspire, empower, and educate you. And each week on this show, I bring on the most amazing experts, authors, leaders, teachers, healers, CEOs, people who have gone through transformations and come out on the other side through their reinvention in experts in what they do. And I love having guests on who have amazing stories to tell that are inspiring and mind-blowing. And today is no different because today I have my friend Amanda Marie Masters on the show with me. And last week I started something different. I had my guest on from the get-go, and this week is the same. I wanted you on from the beginning because Amanda is a phenomenal master channeler, among many other fantastic things. And our topic tonight is so relevant to who she is, what she's doing, and what's going on with a lot of people out there within the universe and energetically with what's happening. So tonight, what we're going to talk about is connecting with consciousness. And so if you're new here and you're here for the first time, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And if this is, you're back here for another time, welcome back. Thank you so much. Because you know what? This show is nothing without you. So I am your host, Diane Forster, and I am an intentional living expert. I'm an author, a speaker. I am a mindset and manifestation coach and mentor. I'm an award-winning inventor, and I am I'm also an intuitive, and I am of the belief that we are meant to live each day to the fullest, hence the name of the company and the name of the show I Have Today. And to really live life intentionally, illuminating all the facets of the diamonds that we are in everything that we do in every area of our life, every day of our life. And that this is such a gift and a blessing to be on this journey, and that you need to know that and live that each day to the fullest. So every week what we do is we talk about our theme, which is connecting with consciousness. And I'm going to talk about a little bit of content with that, a little bit of my story, and then 3 ways to raise your level of consciousness from my perspective. And then we're going to hear from the expert, Amanda, talking about what she recommends that we do right now and really give us some useful information on how to deal with what's going on energetically. So we always have I always set an intention for the show, and this intention is I have today to feel my connection to everything. We're all energy. There's no separation. We're all inextricably connected to Source. And you need to be able to feel that, feel the greatness, the vastness of you, and in this magnanimous, infinite universe that we live in, and that we are all a part of it. So there's way more going on than meets the eye, and we'll talk about that. Amanda and I will share some stories about that. And I want you to tune into your intuition and tune into your abilities to connect to consciousness as well about that, you know that there's way more going on than meets the eye, just you and me sitting here.
That's right.
So much more.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so just really quickly about me and my story about raising my level of consciousness happened, Amanda's got a great story that we're going to hear about. My story, in case you don't know it, haven't read my book, or have never heard me speak or watched any of my other webinars, but my moment came in June of 2011. In the bathroom. I had a bathroom moment, and it was a breaking point in my life. There was a lot going on. It looked like to the outside world, everything was great. And inside, my soul and spirit had been chipping away, for decades. And I had attempted to take my life. And in that moment, in the bathroom, the pills got knocked out of my hand. And the voice screamed in my ear, "You are not ending your life this way. You need to go get help because you need to tell your story so that you can help others." And that was such a testament that, you know, the whispers are always there, but sometimes they're screams, and sometimes they're crashes, and sometimes there are big explosions. And when you don't feel your worthiness and connection to what is going on, sometimes the universe will go so far out of its way to make sure that you do. So that was an awakening moment for me. So, and I love your input on this, Amanda. I'm going to read her bio in just a second, but I wanted to share my 3 ways on how you can connect with consciousness at a greater level. One of the ways is meditation. So I talk about it all this time, preach about it all the time. Meditation is what changed my life, really opened me up to this, allowed me to really tune in and tap into it. And meditation can be done, I recommend it in the morning, but it can be done at night as well. And Amanda will talk about some practices and ways to really help you if you are not a person that currently meditates. And then journaling is another way to do that, to really tap into it. And there's a process called automatic writing. And that is, I'll put a link to something in here. There's actually, I got my little book here. Automatic writing is a process that,
wow, there's a lot of automatic writing in there.
Well, there's a few other things going on, wish lists, things like that. This is my little black book. But automatic writing allows you the opportunity to just tune in and pray, call on the angels, your spirit guides, collective consciousness, and ask your question, and then put pen to paper and just start writing and just let it flow. And answers come to you that way. So that is a great way to connect with consciousness. And then another way is to get out in nature. That's really one of the best ways, and focus on the abundance of everything, the abundance of clouds in the sky, of trees, of grass, of you know, anything and everything out there, and just feel the abundance around you and feel that energy come in. So I'm just like bullet pointing this. We're going to go deeper into this, but if you're not connected to consciousness, that's 3 ways of a long list of many, many others. But I wanted to give you at least 3 easy peasy ways to start doing it right now. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about fabulous Amanda. So Amanda Marie Masters is a spiritual teacher, author, speaker, and master channeler who has been featured as a spiritual expert on TV for her energy work and is considered a leader in her field. She has spent years aligning people with their soul's purpose by assisting them in diving deeper into their love of self through awareness practices and daily rituals that help bring balance, empowerment, and inspired intention into their lives. I just love that. Amanda focuses on providing tools for her clients to improve many aspects of their lives, such as health, wellness, relationships, and love. Amanda conducts powerful guided meditations using the theta brainwave technique to transform the way her audiences look at their lives and connect with the world around them. I have attended them and they are phenomenal. As a master channeler, Amanda can connect to higher frequencies of energy she calls guides, angels, and the ascended masters to provide guidance that can be essential to making important decisions and changes in your life. She has a private practice, conducts one-on-one sessions, workshops, and guided group meditations. She hosts live events and supports large audiences in making the shift into a more meaningful life, centered in authenticity, awakening, and a deep awareness of self during these times of great change in our planet. So welcome to the show, Amanda Marie Masters.
Thank you.
So I'm so happy to have you here. And, you know, this show is a collective collaboration, and I like to cover the gamut in terms of topics. And as someone who wholeheartedly believes in this, connects with this, resonates with you, resonates with this work, resonates with the consciousness, and is a student of life, I wanted to have you on this show because who better to explain this part of our experience as human beings than you. So with that,
thank you.
Well, you are so welcome.
So
I want you to share your story, because like I had a bathroom moment, you had a life experience moment too. Yes.
So to give everyone a brief understanding of my story and why I'm a spiritual teacher at this point, and I've been working with clients for years, and why I understand energy and how it works, and really the need for people to step into their expanded state of consciousness now more than ever, is my own awakening experience as well. A lot of times our souls choose a moment in our lives where we are going to have, a radical awakening experience, a blessing, and you can choose to step onto that path or not in that moment. For me, it was 2010. And I had separated from my husband. I had 3 young children, and I was working here at the local utility company. And I'm a project manager at our local utility company here till this day. So my joke is I harness energy by day and by night.
I love that.
But, I was just doing the regular mom thing with my 3 young children at the time, and being a project manager at SCG&E that was demanding. And I was heading home from work one day, 5 o'clock traffic, and I was rear-ended at like 60 miles an hour while stopped on the freeway. And when I was rear-ended at 60 miles an hour, it was such a huge impact. I had pooling of fluid in my spinal cord.
Wow.
In 3 different locations. And so it like stopped the fluid motion of my spinal fluid and my cord and up into my brainstem and my brain. And after that, the doctors didn't know what to do with me. They were like, we don't know what to do with you. You've got this, spinal injury, and we don't even know. These are neurosurgeons.
Right.
Mind you. And they even sent my records up to UCLA. They didn't know what to do. So I was forced to turn to alternative medicine. I was forced to turn to, I went to an alternative chiropractor. To get work done, start working with her on eating healthier, learning how my body as a system can heal itself.
Right.
So eating the right foods to support my body healing itself.
Right.
I started working with what I call a remote energy healer. This gentleman was amazing. He was able to see my energy field and where the blocks were.
Okay.
And how this car accident kind of brought to light all these things that I needed to heal from my childhood and my emotional traumas. And then I met this amazing woman by the name of Lynn Kay at our local metaphysical bookstore called Soulscape in Encinitas.
Yes.
And I went in there and asked her about my situation, and she immediately dove into information about my life that there's no way she could have known other than getting the information direct. So because I was pushed into the situation by the doctors not knowing what to do with me, you opted to jump into full faith.
Yes.
And really, I decided that, I was going to take control of my life. I was going to figure out an alternative way of healing to make my life better. And the doctors were like, you should be paralyzed or you could die.
Right.
And that wasn't good enough for me.
Right.
Being the mom of 3 young children, I was like, I need something better than this. So
wait, I have to interrupt one second. That's a really important point for you to hear. You didn't just take the doctors for their word. You owned it, and you took control, and you made a decision. This is, I talk about this all the time. I was told I could never have children, and I said, there's no way. That is not an option for me. I get to decide. So you did the same thing. I love that. So
exactly. I mean, for me, that it was about empowering myself at this point. What they had to say was not good enough. Western medicine, in a sense, failed me.
Yes.
They didn't know what to do with me. And so I turned to alternative ways of healing myself. And that's where the opening and awakening journey began. So that was in 2010. And prior to that, as a child and things, I was very sensitive. I was an empathic child, and there was different times at younger ages where I was interested in, meditation and stuff like that, but not to this level. I was still living the regular life and, doing the work. And so that kicked off my spiritual journey. After doing all this energy work and alternative healing on my own, I went back to the doctor like 6 months later and got MRIs done. And he said, okay, the fluid is dissipating. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And I said, well, I'm doing this. And I go like, I'm doing this. And he's like,
what?
I see miracles all the time in this business. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working for you. And I said, okay, great. And so when I left there, it was like, I'm all in. I'm sold. Yes. I want to learn everything about, spirituality and different practices and modalities. And so that started the path.
Yeah.
And I started on the soul coaching path. Recognizing it's called soul coach certification because it's a recognition that there's these patterns and things that happen in your life for purpose.
Yeah.
Even in the moment, you always hear the blessing in disguise, like this car accident was a blessing in disguise because it sent me on my soul's purpose, path.
Right.
And so for me, and this, at that time, I did the soul coaching program, which opened me to learning so much more about who I really was and what I was here to do. And then I went into what I call the deep end of spirituality, which is the theta healing technique.
Yes.
Theta brainwave technique. I became a theta healing practitioner, and I found this, by chance. I just knew I was supposed to work with this woman. She happened to be a theta healing master, and I had never even heard of it. It was really new at the time.
Right.
And so I started to work with her, and we went on this amazing journey of discovery for me and opening to my own spiritual gifts and how I could help others. And now, several years down the path, I've been working with clients for quite a long time, and my ability is to connect to what I call higher dimensional aspects of our being. So we all project an energy field. Everything's made of energy, even on the subatomic level. Yeah. Quantum physics, that's what they're learning. Einstein, Tesla, they wanted to find out what we truly are made of and who we are. And when they found out on the most microscopic levels, we are energy. Everything is movement and moving. And so at any given time, we can shift how we feel. We can shift, the direction of things in our lives through energy.
Yep.
And so that's what got me really going on this pathway.
Yes.
And since then, for years now, I've been doing guided meditations using a theta brainwave technique with groups and doing these amazing sessions with, one-on-one sessions with people to bring through their master guides and angels and loved ones to help support them on their journeys. And it's been an amazing awakening process, that's for sure. Yeah.
I love it.
And it's not something I could have predicted.
Right.
In 2009, I could not have said, I'm going to be awakening to this spiritual journey. And because the project management path at the local utility here has been great too.
Right.
And I like that work as well. And I'm able to really, bring both together now. Really, like I said, harnessing energy by day and by night.
Yes.
So that I can help people, support people in all aspects of my life, as well as staying centered in who I am and what I do.
Right.
So,
well, I love this. And I love having you as a friend and a, a guidepost and all of that. So for the viewers, what's going on right now? Because there's so much, we were just talking about, there's so much energy shifting.
Up, yeah.
It's crazy. The breakdowns, the technology, the energy, just the feeling of everything that's going on. It's just like a big.
I know. I have to acknowledge Karen. Karen, I see you on here. I love you. She's an amazing woman. And what should I say? We had a chance meeting. Yeah, I had a radio show and she came on and I was able to do a whole reading and thing for her. And ever since then, we've had a beautiful connection. And
very nice.
She's been a client. And yeah, she's actually coming to San Diego. So hi, Karen. Thank you for enjoying this and being on with us. So energetically right now, what's happening globally is what's happening within us too. People are being stirred and called to action.
Yes.
Now more than ever in our history, in a new way of awakening to your own truth. People are being called to their own truth. Just even what's happening politically and globally right now. People are like, I can't tolerate this anymore. I need to take action. So people are being, called to action and triggered. And if you're not taking action on what your true calling is, or what your soul really wants, you're experiencing turmoil. You're feeling like, I'm stuck. I know I want more. I know there's more to life, and I don't know what that is. I feel empty, or I feel like I need to take that next step, or that next leap, or whatever it may be, and it's not happening. The shift is not taking place. So right now, what's happening, especially even this week, it's a very powerful energies happening. So this Friday we have the full moon and total lunar eclipse in Aquarius. We are 80% water. And just like all the animals are impacted by the planetary movements, and the moon and the tides are impacted by the moon, we're impacted by what happens planetarily as well, because everything is energy, including us. So, so a lot of times people be like, oh, it's a full moon, I'm really feeling it, or whatever may be going on. So we have this total lunar eclipse Friday, we have the full moon, we have 5 planets in what we call retrograde, which means energetically it's like they're slowing to a stop or going in reverse. So right now, there's a lot of stuff being kicked up within us. And what I really want to talk about today is how to manage through those waves of energy coming through. People might feel triggered in moments, or stressed, or emotional about stuff that's going on.
Yes.
Whatever is happening, people might really get feeling like they're stuck. And then the next moment, they could be feeling great, and there could be a great breakthrough happening. You are like in my head. That is what's going on with me, big time, big time. Just like I want to just crumble and crawl on my knees on the floor and cry and curl up and die. And then the next day I'm like, expansive, and things are. It's unbelievable. It is. And so what I want to tell people today is that it's really important to have tools to keep yourself grounded. Exactly what you were talking about, connecting to consciousness, going out into nature, going to the beach, going for a walk, going for a hike in the woods, whatever it is, meditation. For me, meditation, the ritual of meditation in the morning. And a lot of times I'll do meditating during the day, or just even deep breathing.
Yes.
Just that. The energy between each breath is actually where you connect to your expanded state of consciousness and allow yourself to calm. So by that deep breathing, take the breath in, hold it for a second, exhale. You are shifting the nervous system, what's happening in the body. So by calming the nervous system, then you can change what's happening in terms of thought patterns, and brainwave state as well. So it's really important during this time with these big energies developing, this week through Friday, is to recognize when you're triggered, recognize when you're feeling all these energies moving through, like maybe anxiety, maybe you're feeling this build like coming up, or things happening to you. You're like, why is this happening in my life right now? What is going on? Everything is coming up to happen for you. It's like it's presenting so that you can choose to respond in a different way. The only way you're going to do that, though, is by taking the time to recognize, oh my gosh, I'm being triggered, for example.
Right.
And, take the deep breaths, or go for the walk and decide, I'm going to respond in a different way. Calm yourself down to react in a different way. And by doing that, then you open yourself to a new way of reacting to situations, or allowing new things into your life that are coming in right now. I don't know how many people I know on all fronts, whether it be, my work at the utility company, or friends or family that have been going through a lot the last several days.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like you're up one moment, you feel down or difficult the next, and then up the next. And like even myself, managing my own emotions and thought patterns at times. It's amazing how our thoughts create our emotions, which generate a reality.
Right.
So you can be down this thought pattern or road about what's happening, whether someone likes you or doesn't, or whether you're going to get that job or not, or whether, and by going down that road, it's like you can create your whole world by doing that, and it may not be in your best interest.
Right.
So when you get in a thought pattern that's not in your best interest, you can start to feel the constricting in your body. It's extremely important when that happens to recognize that your body is telling you this is not right for you.
Right.
This is not good stuff. And it's your opportunity in that moment to make the shift. It's your opportunity in that moment to do something different. Like I said, go for the walk, take the deep breaths, go get a glass of water, do the meditation, recognize when you're triggered.
Right.
Step out of
that's a really good point. And one thing I want to add on to that, you can validate this if you believe it's true. I think when you have that feeling that doesn't feel right and you are constricting, and your spirit is screaming at you like, no, this isn't how we feel about you. You are unconditional love. Like it's us getting in our human ego mind and going down that rabbit hole and then closing off our energy that's causing all that to happen. When you said it, you go for the walk, you go get a glass of water, you change, you pivot, go take a nap, whatever you need to do to stop it. Stop that negative energy as quickly as you can.
As quickly as you can. Yeah. And as quickly as you do that, things can change for you.
Oh my gosh.
Things can change for you in a flash. So the big message I wanted to bring today is that if you feel like you're in a world of crap in moments right now, or there's a lot of stuff kicking up in your world, it's only for the moment.
Yes.
Breathe through it and recognize that it's happening for you and that you can shift at any given time, and things will change. It's like all how you react to what's going on.
Yes.
And so, if you go down a road of thought based on something that just happened, it could end up, snowballing. If you choose to step out of it, take deep breaths, go for a walk, whatever that may be, you can shift everything that's going on for you. So it's really, and also I want people to understand that they're not alone. If you guys are experiencing a lot of different energies right now, based on what's happening energetically, everyone's in the same shift. And I keep saying this, I don't care if you're Oprah or the Pope or whoever, everyone's experiencing these energies coming in, and some people are consciously aware of it and others are not maybe consciously aware of it, but that you have an opportunity now to take this and change bigger aspects of who you are and how you operate and connect with things in this world. It's time to shift out of patterns and beliefs and things that no longer serve you.
Right. And I love that and have experienced that. And I know that part of that is small-minded thinking. Like you said, we're being called to our higher purpose. We're being called to do what we came here to do, which is to really serve in a really great way, whatever that is. But when you're not moving towards it, we're being guided to move towards that now, and that's where disruption is happening. That we're being led, like, hey, this is what you said you wanted, so we're trying to give you what you wanted, and you need to now step into it. So people, circumstances, experiences are falling away to guide us to that path.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right?
I mean, you may relationships, for example, friendships or relationships, maybe that person all of a sudden is not available, or they're not going to be a part of your life anymore, whatever that is. It's actually supposed to happen for you to move on. You may have already had thoughts of not being with that person or being that, that person's friend or whatever it is. And all of a sudden they do something or something happens and they go away and you're like, that's interesting. And it's happening for you as you step into this next phase of your life, this growth period for yourself. These things and these shifts going on can happen, are, happening for you. So that's the biggest thing that I wanted people to recognize. And when they're triggered, it's only momentarily. Breathe through it, go for a walk, shift out of it, whatever's happening. It's only a momentary thing going on, and then it'll move on. You can move on. And not only that, but if you learn and understand how these more impactful energies are coming through right now, you can use it to manifest.
Oh yeah.
Bring in awesome
bring in the good,
things.
man.
Bring in the good in your life, right?
It is
bring in
so
the
true.
good.
And
So
that's really fun. All right.
it is.
So give a little tip on that. You know, to use the energy for the good. Like give an example. Like for instance, if you can. So say somebody is struggling with debt. Can't seem to get out of debt. Can't seem to get their mindset out of debt. This comes up with my clients a lot. A lot with entrepreneurs, just people in general. Money's such a huge energy. Oh, I just thought of a good thing, but I want to hear what you have to say about it.
Well, because money is energy, just like everything is energy, you can choose to look at it and experience it differently. The energies coming in right now offer you an opportunity to say, hey, I'm in wealth and prosperity. I am a divine being that is here, and I'm worthy of, money comes easily to me. Stuff like that. You can bring energy forward around money that is positive and for you. One thing that I love to practice is I'll put myself in a space that I call 0 point. Okay. And in the 0 point, it's like I'm sitting, this is an interesting visual. I'm sitting in the center of a lotus flower out in the universe.
Ooh.
And sitting in the lotus flower, and sitting in the lotus flower out in the center of the universe, I notice that there's a pathway that illuminates, a golden pathway to this big money room, I like to call it. Okay. So you walk the pathway to the money room, and when you open the door to the money room, it's like all the abundance in the universe. It's like treasures, trips, whatever you want to bring into your life is in this space, and you live from that space. You say, I'm abundant in all aspects of my life. I'm wealthy in all areas of my life. And living in that energy, in that space, and meditating on that, especially right now, what's going on universally, you can bring that in very quickly.
Yes. Okay. That's really great. And I want you to share with them, with the audience, you do these guided meditations and you offer ways to work with you. Will you share some of that right now so that people can connect with you? And like I said, I have been to Amanda's guided meditation. And it was, oh my God, it was amazing. Just so amazing. So
thank you.
You are the master.
Thank you. So ways that you can connect with me. First of all, tomorrow night, Thursday night, July 26th, at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I am hosting a guided meditation here in Solana Beach, California. You're welcome to join in person here at 6:30 p.m. or I'm going to have it online. And if you can't join live, you can also pick up the recording and listen to it anytime. Guided meditation for me is my soul's jam. Yeah. This is what I love to do. I bring people into a deeper expanded state of consciousness with the theta brainwave technique. And we go on these guided journeys for awakening and opening the heart space, for recognizing your true nature, your true divine nature, and then what you want to bring into your life. For a lot of people, it's, profound, deep healing experiences. People come out of it in a very peaceful, blissful state. And they recognize their world around them from a new, more expanded state of consciousness. We truly want to work on raising the vibration of ourselves as Mother Earth's raising her vibration. And these guided meditations are all about centering you, bringing you into balance, and opening you to connection with so much more than just your daily mundane lives. Because energetically, universally, there's so much going on around us. So I have a guided meditation tomorrow night at 6:30, very, very powerful using these energies. This is going to be off the hook with the full moon and the total lunar eclipse and everything. It's going to be very, very powerful journey. Then also I offer one-on-one sessions with people. Bring them on their journey, and I bring in their master guides and angels and loved ones to really help, bring in information. What comes through is it's just instantaneous. It's like that shows me where you've been, where you're at, you know, where you're going, what needs to happen to do that. And I tell you, if people are connected into, you know, source energy and information, it's going to be positive.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be gentle. It's going to be like, okay, if you turn this direction, this is going to happen. Not like that person's horrible or don't do, you know, it's like,
it's all
focused on, it's focused on love, and it's focused on like guidance to really, that speaks to your soul and guiding you in the right direction. So I offer one-on-one sessions, 60-minute, 30-minute, and I actually have a big discount going on right now because a lot of people have contacted me wanting support because there's so much going on. So I have 20% off if you go to my website, and the coupon code is 20/20. So you get 20% off any of my sessions, whoever's listening to this.
Good.
Yeah, so those are the big things I'm doing right now.
Tell them the name of your website address.
Oh, my website is www.amandamariemasters.com. And I also have a business Facebook page. It's Amanda Marie Masters. So that's the way to find me and get access. Yeah, follow me, get access to my information. If you're interested in my guided meditation, check it out. Yeah, so that's what's going on currently. And I want to acknowledge Terry, and she says, everything that is not love is coming up to feel, process, and transmute to love, which is very true.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's elusive, all these illusions are presenting right now, people are trying to figure out, they're using the constructs of the mind to try to understand what's happening. It's beyond that. It requires this deeper state of consciousness to truly get what's happening, to shift it, to change it, to move it. Right. And so I acknowledge you, Terry.
Keep talking. I gotta close the door. Yeah. It must be your energy because all the birds came out to sing. It's been singing the whole time. So
yeah. So
real life studio here, you know.
Yes.
So well, that's I love that. I love that. So is there any like one final piece of advice that you want to share with? And I'm gonna have to have you back on the show because we didn't even talk about your book.
Book. My upcoming book.
Amanda is currently writing a book. She is the author of the upcoming book,
Love Realized.
Mm-hmm. And do you want to share?
Love is everything.
Can you talk about
what appears to be good and bad?
Yeah.
Love yourself first. Self-compassion, self-love. Okay. Your world, your life is a trajectory of what's going on the inside.
Yeah.
It is most important that you learn self-care.
Mm-hmm.
When we look in the mirror at ourselves, what do we see? Do we see the beauty within? Do we see the divinity? Do we see the wealth of love that is within us?
Mm-hmm.
Or do we look at the perceived flaws on the surface? Yeah. Ask yourself, gee, how do I feel when I look in the mirror? What am I looking for?
Right.
So if you're looking in the mirror, seeing the flaws, then that's what you're doing within you as well. So it's really important to learn self-love and self-care,
mm-hmm.
and to, self-compassion, especially during this time of great change and shift with all the energy stuff going on. It's extremely important that you are compassionate with yourself. Things come up, things happen. It's okay. You are actually okay in this moment. Illusions pop up. They will come and go like the tide. Mm-hmm. And so my big message, the thing that I really want to, people to leave with, is that love is the only true thing we have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love that.
Everything's either love or not love or something else. So it's extremely important to understand that love is the projection of all things.
Mm-hmm.
And by being kind and gentle with yourself, you can bring that to the world. That is your reality.
Right. I love that.
So,
well, in more layman's terms, we are freaking miracles. The odds of us being here are 400 trillion to 1. The fact that we are here and the way we are is perfection. I say perfectly imperfect because we're expansive. So we always have the opportunity to learn and grow. That's what we're doing. That's what we're meant to do, is to expand and learn and grow and experience. but that the love of self is so critical. And I know for me in my journey, that was lack of self-worth and lack of self-love were the two big things that I really needed to have happen for me, to fall in love with myself.
I feel like that's what it is for
most people.
For so many people, they just want to feel loved and connected. And the most important thing is to feel the love for yourself first.
Yes.
And then it doesn't matter what the world projects or, about you or not about you. But so many people, especially in our society, are seeking that acceptance.
Yes.
Are seeking that space of unconditional love. And it's about loving you.
Right.
First.
Right.
I just saw on here, Jean said, yes, like on a plane, put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can supply it to your children, for example.
Hygiene,
you've got to take care of yourself. You've got to bring love to you. And then through that, the world will show up in a different way. And I've had to learn that too. I've definitely, and I'm still on that journey. It's not like, oh, everything's love all the time. But my book, Love Realized, is about how love can change everything in your life.
Yeah.
And how truly everyone just wants to feel loved and accepted.
Right.
And you have to start with looking in the mirror and recognizing how you're treating yourself.
Yeah.
Recognizing what you say to yourself when you look in the mirror and get ready in the morning or whatever.
Right.
That's where it starts.
It does.
That's where it starts. And I've been on the journey, so it's that going for that space.
Well, I love that. What a way to wrap that up with love of self. And speaking of love of self, I have my 10 Days to Your Passion and Purpose program. If you have not done it, please do it. For $10 in 10 days, you are going to have such clarity and focus and direction. And I've got a series of love of self mantra meditations. And one of them is in the program on day 8. It's powerful self-worth. And it's really dynamic about what you do say and think about yourself when you look in the mirror, when you speak of yourself to other people, all of that.
You and I are very in alignment with what
that's
people...
why that's why we hit it off so well, of course. And that's why I love having this show, this platform to bring on amazing people like you. So don't forget AmandaMarieMasters.com for connecting with Amanda, for find out more about her guided meditations, her products and services, and then also on Facebook, Amanda Marie Masters. And then for me, I have Today with Diane Forster. Please like this page if you haven't yet on Facebook, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It has the same name. For more information about me, go to DianeForster.com, DianeForster. And if you are interested in doing the 10 Days to Your Passion and Purpose program to create that level of clarity and really to get clear about who you are, what it is you want, how you want to feel every day, and lift off that veil of ambiguity and self-doubt and that fear, you can find that at ihavetoday.com/passion purpose. So go there to get it. And I think it's been an amazing show. I want to thank you guys so much for the feedback. Oh, Jean, thank you so much. Jean just wrote a comment. She did the 10 Days to Your Passion Purpose program and gifted it to herself. And she's completely reinventing her life because of it. So I'm so happy and grateful that you did that. So, we are in alignment. And who knows, maybe we'll do something together.
Do a workshop. I would love to. Let's do it. Let's bring the powerhouses together.
Yeah. Would you guys like that? If you would, say I would. Woo! Give us a thumbs up or a heart or something. And thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah. We're doing this show live. It will be available. We'll share it on our social media channels. It'll also be available on YouTube and on the podcast when we launch that. So even though we're talking about dates right now, the website and the information of the products and services will still be available to you if you're catching this after this week. So Thank you so much for being here, Amanda. I love you madly.
I love you too.
This is Diane Forster. Thank you for being here. Remember what the intention is. I have today to feel my connection to everything, okay? Woo! Love you guys. Take care. Be extraordinary. Take care. Bye-bye.